Alright guys, now we're going to go on to question 21, and it's asking write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points 150 and 250. So they want it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Well, we need to find the slope and then the y-intercept. So let's go ahead and find the slope, and we're going to use the formula chart to find the slope of a line. Slope of a line, here it is. So we're going to use that one. Okay, so m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And let's go ahead and label our points. So we will say this is x1, y1 because that's our first point. And we're going to label this one x2, y2 because that's our second point. Now we're going to plug in the numbers. So here I'm going to go ahead and put the minus signs because those are already part of the formula. So you need to make sure you put those there. Do that first so that way you don't mess up. Okay, so here it's telling you to put y2, so my y2 is 250. Then it's asking for y1, which is 150. And then it's x2. x2 is 2. And then it's x1. x1 is 1. Alright, so then now we're just going to simplify it. So 250 minus 150 is 100. And 2 minus 1 is 1. 100 divided by 1 is 100. So what I just found is your m. That's your slope, 100. So we can put that there. Now we need to find the b, the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, there's two different ways. You can use point slope form, where you choose a point and you plug in the slope, and then you change it to y equals mx plus b. Or you can do it a different way, which I'm going to show you how to do it a different way. We are going to plug in, here I have y equals mx plus b. M is 100. We just found that. We choose any point that we want to substitute, and I'm going to go ahead and choose 1 and 150, and we're going to plug it in here. So my y is 150, and my x is 1. So I substituted x and y, and then I go ahead and do this. 100 times 1 is 100, and we solve for b. So we want b by itself. So I'm going to subtract 100 to both sides because I want b by itself because I'm solving for b. And I'm left with 50 equals b. So we found our m and we found our b. So then now we're going to just plug it into our equation. Y equals m. M is 100, what we found. X plus b. B is 50. There's my equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one. Sorry, I'm a little sick. Okay, 21. Write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Once again, y equals mx plus b. That passes through those 2 points. So let's go ahead and label x1, y1, x2, y2. In order to do y equals mx plus b, we must first find slope, the m. So the equation for slope is m equals, you forgot, let's go to the formula chart. There it is, slope of a line, the bottom one, m equals y2 minus y1 x over x2 minus x1. Okay, so let's go ahead and put here y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we're going to substitute the numbers. I'm going to go ahead and put my minus. I have to put that because I don't want to mess up whenever there's a negative and I forget to put that extra minus sign. I like to put the minus first so that way when I put the negative, I don't forget. Alright, y2 is negative 2. y1 is negative 1. See, this is what I mean. You have to put that negative 1. Just because the minus is there, it doesn't mean that it's part of the number. The minus is part of the formula, so you need to put that negative 1 because that's the number. Now, x2 is negative 2. And x1 is 2. Now, what happens here is you have two negatives in a row. That becomes a positive. I like to combine them to make a big plus sign. So then now I have negative 2 plus 1, which ends up being negative 1. And then negative 2 minus 2, which is negative 4. Negative divided by a negative is a positive 1/4. That's my slope. So that's what's going to go here. Now we need to find the b. So I'm going to go ahead and we can use either point slope, where we use this slope and that point, or this slope and that point, it doesn't matter. Or we can do the one where I substituted in and then I found the b, solve for b. So we can do that because I want you guys to practice both. In question 20 we did point slope a lot, so now in this one I want to see if we can try and find b. So let's go ahead and do y equals mx plus b. M is 1/4. X plus b. We're going to substitute x and y. We can choose either one of those. I'm going to go ahead and choose the first point. So my y is negative 1. I'm color changing so that you could see what I'm doing. X is going to be 2. And it's alright if you have fractions. Don't be scared of them. Okay, so here I have 1/4 times 2. We could put this 2 over 1. Now that doesn't look like a 2. Let me go ahead and make it look like a 2. There. Okay, so I have 2 over 1. So it's 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. So it's 2/4. And 2/4 simplifies to 1/2. So it's half plus b equals negative 1. We're almost done. We need to solve for b. So we need to subtract half to both sides. This cancels. Here you're going to add them because they're the same sign. So you end up with b equals negative 1 and 1/2. Or it's the same thing as if you were to change it as an improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 3/2. And I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. So I have y equals m 1/4 x plus b. My b, we just found it. It is negative 3 over 2. And there's your answer. Let's go ahead and do one more because I know it's a review. So 21. Write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the origin and it's negative 3, 4. Okay, so if we were to actually graph this, my origin is 0, 0. And here it's saying negative 3, 4. So negative 3. Positive 4. Here's my point. So my line's going like this, so I know it's going to be a negative slope. And I can find the slope already. Instead of doing the slope formula and finding b, I can already figure it out just by looking at it, by just graphing it. So you can graph it, or you can do that finding the slope, and it's going to be a lot more work when you can just get the graph, the equation of the graph, just the equation of the line with just looking at the graph. So here, let's go ahead and find the slope. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So I went down 4, down is negative, and I went over 1, 2, 3. So my slope is rise over run, negative 4 over 3. So I already have y equals, my m is negative 4 over 3x, and my slope, that is my slope, and my b, which is y equals mx plus b, I'm trying to find b, my y-intercept. My y-intercept is, where does it cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses at this number, which is 0. So you can put plus 0, you don't have to, because anything plus 0 is just itself, so that's my answer. You could have done it the long way like I just did it in the other ones. You could have used 0, 0 as x1, y1, and this one x2, y2, but you could just graph it, and it's a lot easier.